You don't need to own property to run an Airbnb. Rent an apartment, furnish it, list it as a short-term rental, and pocket the difference between what you pay in rent and what guests pay per night. No mortgage, no down payment, no property ownership required. That's rental arbitrage. It's pitched as the real estate side hustle for people who can't afford real estate. So I actually looked into setting one up for real to see what no ownership required leaves out. Here's the sales pitch. Sign a lease, furnish the unit, list it on Airbnb at a nightly rate well above your monthly rent divided by 30. The spread is your profit. Real estate income without buying real estate. Reality check time. Reality check starts with the part that isn't optional. Most leases explicitly prohibit subletting or short-term rental. Your landlord finding out isn't a maybe. It's the single biggest risk in this entire hustle. This isn't a gray area you can hope goes unnoticed. Some landlords and cities actively watch for exactly this. Getting caught means eviction and losing your furniture investment in one move, not a warning. Second, even where it's allowed by your lease, local short-term rental regulations are a real, separate legal layer. Many cities require registration, permits, or ban short-term rentals in residential zones outright, with real fines for operating unregistered. The lease allows it, doesn't mean the city does. Third, furnishing capital is real upfront cash, not a rounding error. Fully furnishing a one-bedroom to Airbnb guest standard beds, kitchen setup, linens, decor, Wi-Fi, routinely runs several $1,000s before your first guest checks in. Money you don't get back if the unit doesn't perform. Fourth, occupancy isn't guaranteed, and empty nights are still full rent. Unlike a stable long-term tenant, short-term income swings with seasonality and local events. A slow month can mean you're covering the full lease payment out of pocket with zero guest income to offset it. So is rental arbitrage a scam? No, it's a real, used by real operators business model in cities where it's actually legal, and the spread can be genuinely profitable when it's set up right. But no ownership required, quietly skipped over the legal permission layer, which is actually the hardest and most important part, not a footnote. Reality check, plain and simple. Rental arbitrage requires solving the legal question first, not last. Landlord permission and city regulations both have to check out before you sign anything or spend $1 on furniture. Budget real furnishing capital upfront, and don't assume nightly rates will cover every night of the month. If you're willing to do the legal homework first and treat vacancy risk as real, this can work in the right city. If you were hoping to skip the landlord conversation entirely, this isn't your hustle. That's rental arbitrage, the real truth. Next up in this series, vending machines and whether passive machine income is actually passive once you count the restocking runs. Full breakdown and more side hustles broken down honestly. Subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.